It's a good day to be a pig. I'm not sure it's a good day to be much else. But it's a good day to be a pig. It is super windy today. And everybody's sort of, look at Sock Monkey. She's chilling, maxing and relaxing. Ladybug just had her bottle. Voodoo's hanging out. So I thought I'd come spend, oh, it's snack time. That snack time has got to be done. JC, you're far too patient. It's time for him to be done. Which is why we need to have tomorrow be moving day. Look, we got snack time over here too. So hey guys, I'm Pam. This is Racing for Home Farm, where the animals rule the schedule and I try and keep up. Nothing here is scripted. Nothing here is planned. We take pictures and video of really cute critters. And we, hope that makes up for it. I hope that makes up for it. There's not really a we, is there? So, quick update while we sit out here in the wind. It's actually beautiful temperature-wise, so I cannot complain. But, ooh, it's windy. We've lost a couple of trees on the property. In fact, I wasn't even able to do much yesterday because one of our trees, and I'm not sure if it's ours or our neighbors, it was right kind of on the property line, but it hit the power wires and yeah, we lost power, internet. No biggie, we have generators, so handling a power outage is not a big deal. And while cell phone hotspots aren't the best, we at least kept cell service, so in an emergency I could get online or do what I needed to do, which is how I got those videos posted yesterday. We've got a couple of trees down in our tree line, though. The deer are loving it. So there was a whole bunch of, I just got a face full of straw and dust and fun things. So the deer are loving the trees down. I had a whole yard full of deer this morning that were eating, the tops of the trees that are now fallen down. The nice thing about woods is they sort of catch the trees. So this tree, the one that came down that's near the house, it wasn't anywhere close to a fence line or anything, thankfully, but it's actually now hung in a bunch of other trees. So the deer are happy because they can reach the areas they weren't able to reach before. I'm unhappy because we're going to have to do a lot of work to get it out from there and make sure that it's safe, right? I don't care if there's a trunk hanging up in a tree somewhere. We leave the woods natural as long as it's safe. But if there's a heavy branch or a heavy tree that's not secure and it's just sort of, dangling because it got hung up on its way down, it can't stay that way. For multiple reasons. One, I don't want it to fall on anything. And then by anything, I mean any critter, right? I don't even want it to hurt the birds. Heaven forbid there's a bird perched on it and it decides in this wind it's going to come all the way down, or it takes down another tree. Isn't that right, Mr. Miles? So we got some work to do there. It's too windy today to deal with it. Plus, with the wind that we have going on, we might lose some more. Between the torrential rains and the wind, trees come down. And again, if it happens in our woods and it's not over a logging trail and it's not risking, making more damage, we'll leave it be. That becomes habitat, no big deal. Unfortunately, the one that I know for sure we have to take care of needs to be taken care of. And then, of course, we had the one that fell out by the road and took out the power lines. So that one, thankfully, was taken care of by the power company and not us. Aw, Emma and Fanta, you guys gonna hang together? Fanta's still having good days, much more good days than bad days. So I'm happy about that for now. And it's nice to see the two gals hang together. And yeah, then Olive is way down here. I didn't even see her. She's hidden by the buttercups. Let's go check on her. And then we'll give an update on the baby goats because it's moving day. There she is. Look at her. She is buried down in there. I love it. That's why we let these things grow, right? One, the pigs don't mind at all. It gives them some cover. I'm sure it actually probably feels good, you know, to scratch and tickle themselves a little bit. Pigs love that. And they just walk right through it. You can see where they've plowed through the stalks and the stems. And some of the sweets, I don't care. Isn't that right? So here's the scoop. Tomorrow, Weegee, this little white guy here, is finally going home to his new family. I'm sure they're super excited about it. He's joining some characters that left this farm last year. So I'm excited about that for, you know, a repeat customer, as well as he's going to go home with some buddies that I know are fabulous. So he will get the castration and tattoo treatment tomorrow and then head home. Once that happens, Misty has no kids left, so she will go out with the adult herd, and that leaves three little babies here, right? Our Weather, who is waiting for his family to be able to take him. He's fine where he is. Ladybug, who's staying here because she's a new addition to our herd, and Voodoo, who's staying here as a new addition to our herd. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to do, is after Weegee goes home, oh, there he is. Like, where did you go? Once he goes home and it's time to put Misty out with the big herd, rather than put Misty out and keep 3 babies and 2 mamas in here, the boys are getting to the point where, you know, Voodoo is reaching an age that, while highly unlikely, it is still possible that he could breed with somebody. And we don't want that to happen. Certainly not with his mom, which, you know, they're not discriminatory that way, especially when they're young. So it's time for Voodoo to move in with the big bucks. I've put babies in with bucks before. I never worry about it because bucks are so funny. Even though they look like they're, you know, big and mean and they're going to bash each other's heads, they are so gentle with babies. And I'm pretty sure Phineas is going to be thrilled to have a buddy. But since we have our little man here, who is still going to be with us for a little while, I don't want to leave him in this pasture alone. And once Voodoo moves, Ren can go out with the big herd. So that leaves JC and her baby and Ladybug. So I'm going to move Mr. Man, our Weather, over with Voodoo, and he'll go live with the boys. And that'll actually work really well for a couple of reasons. One, it'll get these 2 guys both used to, you know, being with adult goats that are different, being with the boys. With our little Weather, who will be going home and alone to be introduced to a new herd, he'll now have the experience of how to be introduced to a new herd and will understand hierarchies and establishing himself, and that will help his transition. And then, you know, Voodoo and him will buddy up for a little while, and it'll be a little less stressful on Voodoo. So it's kind of a win-win all around. That means JC will go out with the big herd, and that leaves Ladybug. And I know Farm Hubby is a little upset about it, but it's time for Ladybug to go out with the big herd. And doing this at the same time that we put JC, Misty, and Ren all back in the big herd, we're going to upend the big herd dynamic, right? And I don't have a big herd, so we're talking about 9-10 goats here, the adult does. But by upending that dynamic in kind of a chaotic fashion, right? 3 reintroductions. Yes, they see each other through the fence line, but it's not the same as being in the same pasture. Once they're in the same pasture, there's going to be some sparring, there's going to be some pushing and shoving. And having all that chaos happening at once will allow Ladybug to sort of sneak in through the back door, so to speak. And instead of putting her in, as you know, moving her into the big adult doe herd kind of as a single baby, which we've done before, and it's successful and it works. Putting her out with the, you know, the moms that she's been used to, and letting the herd dynamics reestablish while she's kind of standing there should enable her to just blend in pretty quickly. So I'm actually really happy with how this is going to work out. You know, certain years it works out really well. Other years there's a little bit more stress involved. Sock Monkey's so funny. She's acting like, you know, the drama queen here. I think she's just enjoying the weather. And frankly, she's probably, you know, enjoying the fact that nobody is nursing from her. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the way it's going to work out this year, where I'm going to get to move Voodoo and his buddy over to the big bucks together. Weegee is going to go home, and Ladybug will move into the adult doe pasture with the 3 mamas that are here right now. And that is all going to happen at the same time, and it is all going to happen tomorrow night. It's perfect timing too, so you know, it's going to be closer to dinner time. They're going to be distracted, right? So if we move everybody over at around 4:30, which seems to be the timing that we're targeting, dinner is, you know, they'll start to, you know, have that distraction, in that right, Miss JC, of, you know, reintroducing each other and hanging out. And of course, the moms will be thrilled to be back on big pasture. You know, so all of that is going to go on. Thank you. You were drinking, so you just rubbed your wet face all over me. That's awesome. And then as soon as like they get tired and full from all the grass that they haven't had, we're going to come down and feed dinner, and they're going to have grain, and it's almost just going to make this transition super seamless for Ladybug, and I'm happy about that. As for her weaning, she's down to 3 ounces in the morning, which is almost not worth it, but 3 ounces in the morning, 4 ounces in the afternoon, and still her 8 ounces at night. And again, that's more for comfort and full belly for the evening than it really is for nutrition. She's getting a little rotund, but we're doing that on, you know, on purpose, because she's probably going to, you know, have a little bit of a transition period where she might drop a few ounces of weight just through the transition of acclimating to the big herd. So that is what's going on with everybody. Hopefully the wind noise wasn't too terrible. I had to actually come back in under the overhang in an attempt to cut it down, but I don't think so. See, if I come out here, man, I'm right out in it, and it's windy. It's windy. It's a little overcast, but it's cool. It's not raining, and it's a beautiful day just to hang out outside. All of my little dogs are out and about. Of course, I have no idea where they are. Ren, you're going to mess with Miles. Why you got to do that to him? She does that on purpose. She's got all this fence line to rub. She's going to rub the one spot he's laying on, and he knows it. So he'll snoodle her and push her away. See? Easy enough. And he'll have some peace and quiet after tomorrow's big move out day, because this pasture that I'm standing in now, which is our baby pasture, JC fighting with Misty's little man. This pasture will go wild, and we will leave it completely wild, unmowed, you know, just left alone all the way until next spring. So it will cycle through nicely for next spring's babies. And that is the big update. Apparently I had a lot to say, but you know, it comes and goes. It ebbs and flows, right? So I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I actually do have to get stuff done today. So until next time, there's work to be done. Bye for now.